Is a grand jury indictment always guaranteed? Imagine facing serious criminal charges and wondering if the case will ever move forward. That's where a grand jury plays a big role in the process. But is an indictment always a sure thing? Not quite. A grand jury is a group of usually about 12 citizens who meet secretly to review evidence presented by the prosecutor. Their job is to decide if there is enough probable cause to formally charge someone with a crime. Probable cause means there is a reasonable belief that a crime has been committed and that the accused is responsible. This standard is lower than what is needed to convict someone at trial, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. The prosecutor presents evidence to the grand jury, but the defendant and their lawyer are not allowed to be there or cross-examine witnesses. This one-sided process means the grand jury only hears the prosecution's side. If the grand jury thinks the evidence is strong enough, they will issue an indictment, which is a formal charge. But if they decide the evidence isn't enough, they can return a no bill, which means no indictment is issued and the case stops there for now. It's important to know that an indictment is not a declaration of guilt. It simply means the grand jury believes there is enough reason to move the case forward. From a defense point of view, this process can seem unfair because the defense does not get to present evidence or challenge witnesses during the grand jury proceedings. Also, not all jurisdictions requiring a grand jury for felony charges. Some prosecutors can file charges through a preliminary hearing before a judge instead. Even after an indictment, the defendant can challenge it by filing motions to dismiss if there are procedural mistakes or constitutional issues. So, to answer the question directly, a grand jury indictment is not guaranteed. It depends on whether the grand jury finds enough evidence to establish probable cause. This stage is a key checkpoint, but also one where the defendant has limited input. That's why having a good criminal defense lawyer is so important early on to challenge the charges and protect your rights.